the anti-tanking scenario that the NBA put into place last year that cost, if you will, the Knicks Zion, or had Zion land in New Orleans in a way, or should have given him a better chance for the Knicks. The anti-tanking rule that the worst three are all have the same percentage has led to Curry's return in a way.
I think it's playing a role, and certainly playing a role in that he's going to probably play a representative number of games. But I advocate for another NBA rule change that I think that the Warriors would be amazing in this case. Is I advocate for there to be a play-in tournament where the top seven teams in each conference make it as normal, and we move on. And then there's a single elimination 8-team in each conference. 7 teams make it. 8 teams would play in a 3-game single elimination play-in. And like a conference tournament where, some team that's at the bottom of the American East Conference could get hot next week and win their way in. And can you imagine if, I think it would all be at a central site. I say put it in Vegas, put it in Washington, D.C., put it in Seattle, put it in Louisville, wherever you want to put it. And can you imagine the excitement level that existed if the Warriors could still play their way in? Klay Thompson, might not have shut it down for the season in that case. I think it brings a whole new element. The NBA has discussed something like this and tabled it because they don't have the support. I firmly think that it's a really good idea, and I think the Warriors this year are a great example of both cases.
All right, let me spend a little bit more time on this. Brian Windhorst here on the Rich Eisen Show. So, did you say single elimination, or it'd be best of 3, or what?
No. Single elimination.
Okay.
You play it over 5 days each conference. You'd play a back-to-back in the quarterfinals and semifinals, and take a day off and play the finals, and you stagger the 2 conferences so it goes over 5 days. It's a completely new television product to sell, and you reduce the amount of games in the regular season. The reason they can't reduce the amount of games in the regular season, Rich, is because they don't want to lose the money.
Sure.
Well, imagine if you had a brand new television product to sell. I mean, why do in football, why do colleges have conference tournament or conference championship games?
Money.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is more representative of making the NCAA tournament? Playing 18 games over 3 months to win your conference, or playing a conference tournament over 4 days in a central city? It's a season long. But why do they have the conference tournament?
Money. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So why wouldn't you? And people love the single elimination aspect that exists. A couple of years ago, we had the last game of the regular season. We had Minnesota play against Denver in a play-in game for the last seed. Just
Right.
as it turned out, they happened to be playing on the last day of the season.
Right.
It was one of the most exciting regular season games of recent memory.
Right.
The game went to overtime. It was amazing.
I remember.
Why couldn't you create that? And not only that, but you re-engage the fan bases. Like if you're a fan right now of the Knicks, what do you care about what they're doing? But if they had an opportunity to play their way in, imagine how you might view it differently. And, of course, if they get beat in the first round, they get beat in the first round. But it's also a way to go to cities that you'd like to develop for the future. The NBA is really interested in developing Mexico City, for example. Well, you could go to Mexico City for something like this. You could go to Seattle. You could go to Las Vegas. Or you could play it in established cities, To me, this is something that the NBA, they've looked at this on and off over the years. They've gotten serious about change. We just saw how positive change the All-Star game was.
Right.
They need to be proactive about this, and I just think that the Warriors. And it's not going to be that way every year. And by the way, your reward for doing this is you get to go be the 8th seed, and the other team, the number 1 seed, has now had 5 or 6 days of rest while you're playing. So the number 1, you even want to be the number 1 seed because you get the tired team coming out. I just think it is something that you take the best of college basketball, and you get a revenue-generating opportunity that creates something that the NBA can use.
So then right now, just to posit this, you're the Utah Jazz at 39-22, and obviously the Rockets would have to play another game to make it an even number of games between the two. The reason why I mention that is they're a half game behind the Rockets. Let's just say that that's the seeding. The Rockets are the 4th seed, so they and everybody up would get in the Western Conference playoffs right then and there. But Utah would have to go against Golden State. So here comes.
No, you're misunderstanding.
Okay.
The top 7 seeds.
Yes.
Would stay the same.
I
they would
see.
advance to the tournament. Then for the 8th seed.
For the 8th and final
Basically,
playoff
to
spot.
play
So the
your-
Grizzlies would have to take on the Warriors right now, and the Blazers, Kings,
exactly
Spurs,
right.
Pelicans, Suns, Timberwolves. We'd have
That's
a chance to
exactly
see
right.
Zion in the 8th seed. Okay, I like it. So
That's
now,
right.
so
and you get 5 days of single elimination basketball with the collegiate feel in markets. It'd be kind of like it'd be like a conference tournament essentially for the NBA.
So we'd start it right, and the week would probably be right after March Madness ends. So you continue with another tournament. It's just the NBA, right?
It would be exactly right. It would be in early April, and the teams who advance would get that week off to rest. And you would knock out the games that would normally be played in there, so you could reduce the NBA schedule from 82 to 74 or something like that, and you could maybe eliminate almost all back-to-backs during the season. So more time off during the season. And yeah, you have to win 3 games in 4 days to get in, but you have to do that in college now. Some of them in the colleges, you had to win 3 games in 3 days to get in.